Hey everyone, it's me and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be drawing the Healer family from Bluey as humans. I want to be clear about something right off the bat. I am not what you might call a Bluey adult, and I think for me the distinction is that I only watch Bluey with a child present. I have never sat down to an episode of Bluey by myself to enjoy it, though I will admit there have been times where I've been tempted to do so because it actually is a pretty good show with very clever writing, and I really appreciate how thoughtful the writing is for children. For me, I've not seen every episode of Bluey. My kid watches some episodes with me and some episodes with his dad, just whoever's home with him at the time or whatever, so I'm not seeing every single episode, but of the ones that I've seen, and I've seen probably most of them, my favorites are The Weekend, Camping, Cafe, Pass the Parcel, and Granny Mobile. The Weekend is an episode in which Bingo sees a walking leaf bug and she tries to get Bandit's attention to come see it and he misses it. And I don't know why the episode is so cute to me. I think that Bingo's fascination with the bug really just is super cute, but also that was like the first episode of Bluey that I ever really watched. So I guess for that reason it kind of sticks out in my mind. Camping is an episode where we see Bluey make friends with someone who doesn't speak the same language as her, a Labrador named Jean-Luc, and watching their friendship develop even though they don't speak the same language is really cute. And then at the end of the episode, spoiler alert, it shows that years down the road they meet each other again, and I always enjoy episodes where we get to see like Bluey a little bit more grown up. Cafe is an episode where Bluey makes a new friend at the park, but really the episode is about her dad making friends with her friend's dad, and I think that for me, like, it kind of touches on how making friends as an adult is more difficult than when you're a child. It's not as simple as, oh, we played together and had fun. It just feels like there's more complication to it, and that episode really resonated with me. The next episode, Pass the Parcels, a favorite of mine because Lucky's dad features prominently, and he's actually my favorite character in the whole show apart from the Healer family. And then Granny Mobile is a favorite of mine because I'm a muffin apologist, and I feel like that episode does a great job of demonstrating how a kind of a strong-willed, dominant personality like hers is actually can be a good thing if used correctly. So for this drawing, I want to talk about some of the choices I made. So Bandit and Chili, you might think, look kind of old to be parents of children Bingo and Bluey's ages, but in the show they are canonically in their 40s, so I drew them as that. I drew Chili as being fairly fit since we often see her out jogging or doing yoga around the house. The haircut I gave her is kind of like a short straight bob because I feel like she's kind of a no-nonsense woman, and apparently, I don't know if this is true, I don't know where like people found this, I think it's from a short. She apparently works for TSA at the airport, so I feel like she's kind of got that like super no-nonsense practical side to her, so I gave her a super no-nonsense practical haircut. Bandit, I drew a little bit on the thicker side. He also attempts to work out in this show, but he doesn't seem as successful as sticking to it. In the episode Granny Mobile that I mentioned before, he is self-conscious about his weight, so I made him a little chunky. He's kind of got that classic dad bod. He's wearing something kind of business casual to reflect that he has a normal job. I think he's an archaeologist. But he's wearing sneakers, specifically New Balances, to show that he's not that serious, and like New Balances are the quintessential dad shoe. For Bingo, I gave her pigtails because I think that's a practical way to keep her hair out of her face while she plays, and I also gave her short hair like her mother's. I think that I feel like Bingo is more of a tomboy than Bluey, so I gave her a more gender-neutral type of outfit. And the reason I think she's more of a tomboy is because whenever her and Bluey role play, like as a family, Bingo always plays the man, so I feel like she has less of a issue with being in a more like typically boyish role. I gave her flip-flops because I feel like somebody had to wear them because they're Australian and like they wear thongs. Bluey to me seems like the kind of girl who would insist on growing her hair out and having to negotiate with Chili about keeping it brushed. Since she's older than Bingo, I think she's allowed to have it longer. I also gave her a headband to keep it off her face. She is wearing a dress, but I imagine it to be the super stretchy cottony fabric that's super comfy and practical for playtime. And of course she has leggings on underneath so that she can run and jump and do whatever she wants. I thought I would give her more of like a cheeky expression too, rather than Bingo, who has kind of a sweet face, like looking up at her mom like in admiration. And I think that reflects their personalities. I think that Bluey is definitely a bit more cheeky than Bingo. For the coloring, I gave Chili a darker auburn hair that is starting to go gray. She's somewhat fair-skinned with freckles, and Bingo is even more fair-skinned than Chili, and I think that's because Chili makes her wear sunscreen. Her hair is also a lighter, brighter red than Chili's, which I imagine would get darker with age. Bandit is a bit more tan because he spends a lot of time outside with the girls but isn't super diligent about wearing his sunscreen. Bluey's skin tone is maybe what Bandit's skin tone would look like if he wore sunscreen more often. With Bandit's dark hair, which is graying, you may wonder how Bingo ended up a redhead since dark hair is a dominant trait, but Bandit definitely carries the gene for red hair, which is evident in the show from his brother Rad's coloring. Their outfits reflect their color schemes as well. I gave Bluey a polka dot dress to reflect the spots on her coat. And that's pretty much the rundown of why I drew them the way that I did. I would be interested to know if you imagine them as humans, how you would interpret the way they look and dress. Do you think that Bandit would wear business casual clothes, or do you think because he's so laid back he'd be in like loungewear all the time? I don't think so. I think that he has a serious side to him, and I imagine him wearing like pretty classic dad clothes, like especially since he grew up in the 80s. I feel like he would wear clothes that you would expect an older dad to wear, as opposed to like a young and trendy dad. But let me know what you think. Do you think that Bingo is more of a tomboy, or do you think that Bluey, I mean, she's not particularly, she's kind of rough and tumble herself sometimes, but she's also very sensitive. There's an episode called The Creek where she seems kind of perturbed by elements outside. And are you a Bluey adult? Do you watch the show with or without children? What is your favorite episode? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's basically all I have for you today. I will see you in the next one. Bye!